What's up, y'all? Face with you. I'm here in the back room of MMA. That's
MMA Institute.
MMA Institute. Excuse me, my brain's fried today. I got with me a longtime friend of mine, but somebody a lot of you may remember and recognize. Streetbeefs fighter, Bad News. Real name Lee Swacker. Bad News had the most viewed video in Streetbeefs history, still does to this day. I believe the video had 30 million views. You also had another fight versus Soldier Boy in the yard. Lee's a bit of a jiu-jitsu guy, all-around MMA fighter. So, real quick, you're an MMA coach. You coach here at the Institute.
Yep.
How long have you been doing it?
Probably 11, 12 years.
Now, when you came and fought for Streetbeefs, the first time you fought Jamaican Rude Boy, and at the time he had a pretty good winning record with the yard, but you kind of came in and showed that there's levels to this stuff.
Yeah. Well, actually, I wasn't training at the time. Some management things. I wasn't in a gym. And I actually came to you. I was like, this is what I've done. I've got this, and this.
Right.
Give me the best you got.
Right, and at the time, Jamaican Rude Boy had, I believe, 10 or 11 wins in the yard, so he was one of the best we had.
Come on, get it. Get it.
Oh,
And Lee made quick work of him.
get the work down there.
Come on, Jamaican. It's 5. Break out of that, Jamaican.
Locked in.
So, let me ask you, a guy with your experience, what made you ever want to come fight at Streetbeefs?
Actually, it was a management change at my gym, and the gym actually kind of completely cleared out. I'm back now because somebody else bought it out, new management, things went back to a good place to train. But there was a 2-year period I was training with some buddies of mine, guys that I used to train with, other friends in each other's basements and whatever, just because my gym had turned into something that I didn't enjoy.
Right. So you gotta get away from it.
So I got away from it, and I wasn't training hard enough that I wanted to go cut weight and go into an organized fight and that type of stuff. And I was like, man, this is right here local. I don't have to travel. I don't have to cut weight. Like, it just seemed to be the right fit for me at the time. And I needed it. It'd been a while.
I remember you saying, man, I just need to fight,
Yeah.
Well, then your second fight, you fought Soldier Boy. He at least fought a little harder, but I believe he left with several torn ligaments in his ankle.
Oh my!
10 seconds.
I'm black.
You had him, what was it, a knee bar?
That was a heel hook.
Heel hook.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
Looking back on it now too, I'm like, man, that's such an amateur heel hook. Like, I'm 10 times beyond that now.
Well, we all improve, and I mean, It is what it is. You've been training, but shout out to Soldier Boy. He's a tough guy, and he fought hard. So what's in the future for you? I know you're coaching now.
Right now, life's just busy. I coach, I train. I don't have any plans of any fights anytime soon. I've got 4 kids, so we stay pretty busy remodeling a house. But I'm in here as much as I can. I'm training, helping everybody out that I can.
Let me rewind real quick. So you fought organized MMA. You had, what, 6, 7 fights? And what was your...
7 fights. I lost my first 2. First guy I fought was way better than me. My guy backed out. This was that guy's 8th fight. Already had some titles. I got the better of the stand-up. We hit the ground. He was light years ahead of me.
Right.
He was I want to say a purple belt at the time.
Is that what made you want to start really attacking your jiu-jitsu and learning?
I mean, I was already there. It was just, I mean, it was my first fight. And it was, like I say, it was his 7th or 8th or something.
So
but yeah, I got the better of the stand-up. He didn't want to stand with me at all. But when we hit the ground, it was a totally different world.
Fish out of water.
Like I knew a good bit. Like my buddies that had trained some couldn't keep up with me, but I got with this guy, and it was a whole nother level.
Right.
And I was playing the game of life, and he was playing Masters checkers.
Right.
And my second fight, I was winning. I got in an odd position I hadn't been in before. I made a dumb mistake. Haven't made it since. Learned from it, but I made a dumb mistake. I ended up giving up my back. This guy was a short little ball of muscle, strong as could be. Great guy. I still talk to him today. But he got my back in 49 seconds. The lights went out, and opened my eyes, seen a doctor in my face. I was like, I didn't get out, did I? I was close. I watched the video too. I'm like this close to being out, and then you see me just.
Why didn't you tap?
It's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sleep. It's a lot of my fighters before they ever fight go out on purpose. Like we'll sit in an environment. I put them in a choke. They raise their hand. I kind of slowly let them go. Their hand drops. I let them go. They come back to. They relax. They realize it's nothing scary. Right? Now, if my arm's in danger, then yeah, I'm going to tap instead of being out of training for 6 months while I have surgery and rack up bills. But if I'm in a spot where there's a referee, things are good, like there's no point in me chapping for this choke because I'm just going to take a little nap, right?
Right.
Things will be fuzzy for 10 minutes and then it comes back to normal.
And it's all good. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of arms, real quick, we used to play a lot of football together, and you was a beast on the football field too. I always tell that story about you ended up with a broken arm out there. The guy's running the ball, running all over everybody, and goes down. The tackle don't even look that bad, and he jumps up. He said, I think I hurt my arm. And that motherfucker was just swinging all over the place. You was calm as could be. What was the injury? It was dislocated.
I broke my radial head inside my elbow. It's the ball. It broke. And once I finally made it to doctors and stuff, I had less than 5 degrees movement in my arm. Like once it had settled in.
But you feel completely now.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel little bits here and there. Like certain times it's a little tingly, but
Sure.
It comes with any sport. You get injuries, you feel them for the rest of your life. But it's not. I mean,
It's still there.
Yeah,
That's right.
I crack people in the face with that hand all the time, so it's not slowing me down too much.
Hey, y'all.
Actually, Omar took me to the hospital, the Iraqi assassin.
Iraqi assassin.
And I'm holding my arm up, and we laugh about this all the time because they asked me to sign some papers. I'm like, I kind of can't. I was like, can he sign it for me? And they asked if he was my brother. Now, I'm about a foot taller, and I'm
non-Arabic.
as white as white can be. Barely had any tan to me at all, and he's Arabic. And I was like, if he needs to be, he's my brother. Can he sign this? Because I can't move my arm. Right. So we still laugh about that to this day. That's
what's up. Hey, shout out the Iraqi assassin as well. Hey, so real quick, you've got a YouTube channel. That's why we're making this vid. He's going to be doing instructional vids, and I'm telling you, the guy knows his stuff, y'all. Some really good jiu-jitsu and just MMA vids in general. We're going to share the link. Now, you're changing the name and stuff. You had an old channel, but you're switching that. So we're sharing the link in the description here. So check the description. Go and give Bad News a sub, y'all. We appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yep. Videos should be up soon.
Looking forward to having you back. See y'all soon, man. Peace.
So in this video, we are focusing on finishing the triangle. Trying to keep the videos not too long. I skip a lot of details. I'm just showing details on the finish of how to strangle your opponent faster. We want to strangle them into unconsciousness as fast as possible, get in, win the fight, get out. Hope you can drill this stuff and add it into your game and be a little bit more successful.
All right, I've got Eric here. He's one of my students. He does privates with me. We're going to work on some details with the triangle to strangle your opponent out a lot quicker. We like to get in, get fights done with as soon as possible, go out and celebrate. So we'll start out super basic setup, and then I'm going to go into some details on the finish. So coming up hard here. So we're going to go with the super basic push-pull setup. So I'm getting double wrist control. I go middle finger to thumb.
whichever your longest finger is, you want to go to your thumb. If it's index finger, you go that way. Some people, their ring finger's longer, so they'll grab with that. My middle finger's longest, so I go middle finger to thumb. I push one, I pull the other, so I'm going to shove this into his chest. This is my push. My pull comes here. I open, my hips come up, and I clamp down. From here, I'm pulling the head down, and then I transfer to my shin. I keep my elbow tucked in tight. This kind of traps him in here, right? As long as I got my shin, I got like the big hook over my shin. I tuck my elbow in nice and tight. He's pretty stuck here, even without me, without my other leg hooked. As long as I keep this in tight, go ahead and wiggle out of this there. Right? He's pretty tight here. I'm pretty connected. From here, I like to dive my hand under his leg to change my angle. When I do, I pull this up. I lock my triangle. My toes point towards my knee. Toes point towards my knee. I flare my leg out, so I'm getting my legs as close to straight as I can. Back of the head, I ball everything up, pinch my knees, and I get the tap. So once again, we're in here. I grab the wrist control. I'm push-pull. Open my legs. My hips come up, and I bite down here. Notice my legs across his back. I'm not crossing my feet right behind his head. If he postures up here, it breaks him really easy. So when I clamp down, my shin is across his back, and my other foot reinforces that on his back. So now if he goes to posture up, I'm pretty connected to him, right? It's pretty easy for me to break him right back down. Once I get his posture broke down, I go to the shin. This foot I like to put in the hip or the mat. I prefer the hip. And I dive under his leg. My elbow's pinched tight, so he's in here stuck pretty good. Now I relock my triangle. I'm pulling this leg down. My toes come up. My legs flare out. I pull in on the head. I ball up. And I get my tap. You good there? Yeah. All right, so let's talk about if I can't cut this angle, right? That's my preferred method.
Real bad.